Hey there, everybody. This is DJ Fritz from Arrows Resort with another helpful tip for you on OpenSim and the Hypergrid. Today, we're going to talk about adding your AO to Firestorm. Now, a lot of people don't realize that Firestorm has its own built in AO engine. And by utilizing this, you can actually accomplish three things. Number one, you can lower your script count because you won't have the scripts in the loaded in the AO HUD. Number two, you won't have the AO cluttering up your screen, your display. And lastly, when you're out bouncing around the hypergrid, a lot of times, if you've got the AO loaded into Firestorm, it will go with you and you'll have your AO animations with you on the hypergrid. So, we're going to talk about how to load the AO into Firestorm. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is take and res a very basic square prim and color it black. Now, this is primarily just a work surface, but you'll understand here in a minute. So we've got the rugged AO, which is a very common man's AO found on OpenSim. And you're going to go ahead and res this directly on the ground. Then you're going to right click on it, select open, and once that window populates, you're going to select copy to inventory. Don't worry about this warning up here that says items coming in too fast. That's a standard Firestorm warning. Close these windows. Now you go ahead and clean up after yourself. That way you don't clutter up your sim. Uh, Go over here to your recent tab and you'll see you have a folder over here called Rugged AO. To help keep your inventory straight, right click on it, select cut, come over here to animations and select paste. Now, once again, that's not a requirement. It's just another way you can help keep your inventory straight and clutter free. So we're going to go to the Rugged AO folder and you'll notice there's a bunch of animations, but there's a note card in here called default. Now, if you want at this time, you can actually rename that note card to rugged so you know what the AO is, but let's just keep it at default for simplicity's sake. So we're going to click on this AO button and sometimes it will open up as a little bitty window like this and you click on the wrench and it'll bring it out like this. You're going to take this default note card, you're going to drag it right there into that little square, and you'll notice it says reloading config. And sometimes this will take a minute or two. It just depends on how many animations it's loading, but it's automatically loading the animations for you. Now you'll notice you can select your different animations and it will list the animations you have for that particular AO. Uh, so what you want to do is, we'll start with standing. You've got three. You don't want to do the same stand all the time. So you can click cycle, so it'll cycle through them. You can select random order, and then let's say 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds, you'll change an animation. Walking, we'll do cycle, random order, select 10. Sitting, cycle, random order, and 10 again. And we have now set up this AO in Firestorm. By clicking the check mark, you will activate this AO and then click it. Then you'll come down here and in the upper corner of this AO button, there is a check mark. And as you'll notice, the AO has taken effect. And there's no icons on my screen, no HUD, no nothing. It's simply the AO engine in Firestorm taking over and running it. So there you have it. If you have multiple AOs, you can, with a little work, actually load multiple AOs, and you'll be able to change in between them. That's more of an advanced user's lesson. We'll get into that at another time. Folks, if you're out on the hypergrid and stumbled across my video, don't forget to give me a howdy shout on Eros Resort. I am DJ Fritz. All you Eros members, let me know if this video has been helpful to you. Happy hypergridding. Later.